But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us. Like a good drug, never enough. We'd hook up in my car, drive it so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art. Let down our guards, think with our hearts.
So hi, hello everyone. How are you? I hope you are all doing good. And first of all, thank you everyone for supporting the channel. I got a huge response. Like we can see, we are about to hit 500 views, and here also we got the proper good views compared to another video. So first of all, thank you for that, and thanks for supporting. And now we are going to study about the next video which we started. Like we skipped the one video, we directly jumped on the Hindi video. So here we skipped the endgame principle video. For the principles of the videos, you got means you gave the lot of love, and again thank you for that. Actually I was a bit busy in the schedule, and I was not feeling well, so that's why I was unable to make videos. Now as usual, we are going to start the game directly, and means I'll get to the topic directly. Okay, so what is the basic end game? The end game is when you start the game, which is known as the opening. I have explained three phases in the game, which is opening, the middle game, and the end game. Now this is, as usual, we are using the Leeches platform, and now here there are various things you need to follow. Like there are many openings, the numbers of openings are here, which I can simply choose, and also there are many variations, like the pawn ending like this, and next the end game like this. Okay, so after that the pieces are there. So try to use this platform. This is the best platform for you to study the variations and the openings also. Now here we are going to study about the end game. So end game is basically when the game starts, opening is done, the middle game has been continued, then the clashes has been happened, and in the last area what happens, there are only few pieces. Like let's assume I arrange some pawns like this. Okay, let's assume king here, rook here, and suppose he is having this pawns like this, and we are having white rook here. Now here in this situation, you are able to see that white is clearly winning. Why white is clearly winning? The pawns are unstoppable, and the king also can't stop because this rook is guarding this. And eventually after all this happens like this, it is totally fine to push this passer and connect the pawns and get a queen. Okay, first of all, as usual we will keep things simple and sweet. Now whenever you are in the end game, let's assume we are not having the rooks also, and the king is clearly here, and this pawn is been blocking. Now here in this situation, who is up in the position? These are three pawns connected, and here this is known as the isolated pawn, or we can say the pawn is which is very away from the game, which is not having any neighbor like this. He is not having anyone rather than king. If the king moves here, he is the supporter only. But here you can see there are total three pawns which are chained to each other, which can easily get promoted like this. They can easily go down and get promoted. Always remember, the first and most important principle in the end game is always use your king as a piece. Many of players I have seen that they're simply pushing the pawns like this, and the king is settling here only. He is chilling here in the corner. But remember, the end game is the game, a beautiful ending of the game. You should always play like a gentleman. The chess is already a game of a gentleman, so you have to be aware that what you should play. Now here in this situation, what happened? Here you can see the pawns are there and the king is here. Now always what the first principle told says that always use your king as a piece. Bring the king in the front. The king becomes stronger in the end game. And the most important thing which I have to tell you, that is king opposition. Now you might be thinking, what is the king opposition? So basically the king opposition is when the king and king are in the front of each other. This is known as the opposition. Opposition means uh, now this is my camera and I am the opposition. This is the opposition. If I come move here, this is the break of opposition. Same like that only. If I move here, what is this? This is a break of opposition. This is not the opposition. Now this is the opposition. When the kings are facing to each other, it is known as the opposition. Now as you know, these squares are none of, either white king is not controlling and black king is also not controlling. They can't be friends. The kings in the chessboard can't be friends. They're rival of each other. Now here you can see no one can come here, but we can see a beautiful opposition here. Now let's assume he is having a rook here and here it is black to play. Now why opposition is important, this will tell you. Black played the rook to b1 square and it's a check. Now tell me, can the king move anywhere? The answer is no, because why? The king is in the opposition. Let's assume, get back to the position. Let's assume he brings his rook here like this. Now what happens? The king simply runs away like this. Okay, only one step. I'm just giving you the example. So here I want to tell you that king opposition is important. If the queen is also there, the same pattern. This is the checkmate. If it is here like this, this is the checkmate. What if he is here? Even if he come here, he can simply move it. So what is the correct move? It is the like this checkmate. Okay, so this is the basic part of the opposition, which we can say the important rules of the end game. The second principle, sorry, I just did not mention it. The second principle is always keep your king in the opposition in the pawn end game. Now there are pawn endgames. There are multiple things like pawn endgames, the Luciana position, the filters position. There are many of the variations. Like you can see here only. There are numerous of endings. Like see here. See from here, endgame position starts. Mate with queen and rook, two rook mate, one queen mate, two rook, two queen mate, one rook, two rook, bishop knight. Like this. See this opposite color bishop, pawn ending, same color bishop. So you need to study each and everything. Why you need to study the end game? Because if you don't know the, now if suppose I will tell you, now each of my subscriber is been invited to my home. Now if you don't know the address, how you will come to my home? This is a logically simple sense. This is a common sense. So that's why you need to study the end game properly. Always remember, you should play end game like a gentleman and you should win the game. Now I just take you out of board and I will teach you a little bit concept. I will make a separate video on this also, but it is known as the square rule. Now what is the square rule? Now you can see here I am having one pawn. We will assume that we are white and here it is black. How many pawn squares are there? 1 2 3 4. 4 squares to get promoted. And how many squares does king is having? 1 2 3 4 5. Can the king stop? Just comment down your answer. Think a little bit and comment down the answer. Okay, you can pause the video. I will not take your time. Now here in this situation, you have to look for the square rule. What is the square rule? You have to draw a box. 4 squares. 1 2 3 4 squares. And like this box. Okay, exactly. This is known as the square rule. Now if it is the black to play, black will enter the square and stop the pawn. If it is white to play, the pawn can't be stopped. See, we will get a queen here. Okay, simple. We will keep things simple. Always remember, I will make a separate video, don't worry. Now I will just jump out to the position like this. Always remember to keep your pawns a little bit, we can say, away from each other. Okay, now this is the position, this is the endgame position you are playing as a white. Now what happened here? Here it is a very sneaky and very means I just customized it. I also don't know how I arranged the pieces. Now here the king is totally blocked. We will keep the rook here. Here the king is totally blocked. Why blocked? Because even though if he can come here, he will not escape from here. Means it is a kind of waste of move. If he moves this, he will lose the rook. So what is the correct move here? To move the king. Now we will simply push out the pawns. Now he will first bring his rook here. Then he will push the pawn. Okay? We will simply push the pawn. He will push 2 steps to bring out the rook. We will simply push. He can't come here. He can't come here. We will, what he will do? He'll just simply move out his rook like this. We will simply push. He will bring his rook here. Now tell me, what is the correct move here? Now this pawn has been guarded. No problem, no worries. And here he is trying to make a queen also. But he can't move his king anywhere. Means he can go here, but it is none of use. Because if he moves his king here, what will happen next move? It is a beautiful checkmate. So eventually you have to think that what to play as a white. I told you many of the times that you should always keep your pawns connected. What is the connected? Like we can say husband wives. Now these are the husband wives, or we can say the cousins or siblings or neighbors. Now you have to keep them connecting. Now even though if he tries pushing, no worries. You simply push the pawn like this. He will get a little bit pressurized. So he will simply move his rook somewhere. Like suppose he moves here. What you need to do, you have to protect this pawn. You will simply push 1 step. Now we will come here. We will attack the rook. I am just making any random moves, okay? Not likely that you have to follow this protocols only. It might be there are 4 million possibilities of moves after the move 5 or move 6 or even the move 4. So you can't calculate each of the move, but you can get an idea or you can study a proper. Now here you can see a little bit sneaky move. Now if I move this pawn, if he tries to move this pawn here, you can give a check and you are attacking the rook. So this is completely winning, and here black resigned the game. Okay, now these are just examples. What I want to tell you just is to follow some principles. What are the principles? I'll just explain you. Always remember to keep the pawns connected like this. Okay, past pawns we can say, like they are supporting each other. Never keep your pawns isolated like this, as we studied in the principles of the middle game. And then what is the next? You should not do the pawns like this. This is known as we call it as a donkey pawn, or we can say which is blocking. Now here in this situation you have to follow some principles that will grow your game. Use your king as a piece. Always remember the king gets more powerful in the end game rather than from the starting he's just chilling in the game. But in the end game it is totally vice versa. He gets over powerful. Okay, I'll just turn off the energy saver. Fine. Now you understood this. It is a very means end game is a little bit tricky, and I will just suggest you a book which is known as the Silman's End Complete Endgame course. You can buy it from the Amazon, or you may ask for PDF file. If I am having, just DM me on in the comments. I'll send you the link, or I'll send you the personally. It is a very huge game, huge book, and here you can see I have also not solved it. And I'll just give you one puzzle which I took half an hour when I was a beginner. I'm still not an advanced player. So there are each and every variation they have explained in the game, and they have given you a proper guideline to embrace your end game, to increase your end game. Okay, now here it is the position like this. The king on d3, black king is having on the, here it is a pawn, and you are having a simple knight. Now you have to tell me in the comment section, is it a draw or is it a win for the black? Think properly. It is a very easy position. This is not the position I was talking about. It is in the another book. But if you want this book, just DM me and I'll just give you the PDF. And let's grow the chess together. I hope you're doing the good. And one of my subscriber, I don't know he's subscriber or he's just a random guy, which he commented like I embraced my middle game. That comment made my day, and thank you very much for supporting. And do hit the like. We are not hitting the like target, but we are growing the subscriber now. For this video, I'll be getting a target of, means now we are having 126 subscribers, and my target for after this video will be 135 subscribers. Easily you can do it, and many of your audience are means not viewers, not subscribers. Please do subscribe and hit that like button, and thank you for watching, and see you on the other side. I'll end the video now, and if you are having any feedbacks related to this, regarding any of this, just you can DM me without anything you can say, like any feedback. I'll be accepting it. And thanks for watching. See you.